Yo, what's up guys, BeatsbyHcien here in case this is your first time. And yeah, in today's video I'm basically going to be showing you guys basic beat techniques that you can use to start to make your beats today. And yeah, I guess we're going to be learning a lot of techniques today and some little tools that you can use to make beats. And at the end of this video you should know some of these things that would help improve your workflow. And it doesn't matter what DAW you are using, as long as you follow the technique that are in this video, you should be good to go. So without wasting much of our time, let's get straight into the video. So yeah, the first tool I'm going to be telling you guys about is the AI tool. And trust me, if you still haven't jumped on to AI, I don't know what you're doing. AI like Audimi is used to, like, you know, change when you sing, and the vocal you can just use the AI vocal. But one tool that I use the most is ChatGPT. And you're gonna be like, what do you mean ChatGPT? Yes, so you're trying to come up with a beat right now and you've laid down your BPM 107 and you're like, what am I going to do? So what you just have to do is just go into your ChatGPT, for instance. So I'm going to go on my phone now and show you guys how I use ChatGPT. Yeah, so now I'm on my phone, and one thing I used to always do when I'm trying to make a beat is just basically just go on ChatGPT and just write chord progressions for chill Afrobeats, and I click on go, and voila, it just gives you the chord progression. For instance, we have the first one which says A minor, F, G, E minor, and the keys on A minor. So yeah, if you still don't know music theory, click the link here and go watch music theory. And if you know, if you can play, let's fix for the purpose of this video. So we can just basically go into our DAW and we can just go A minor, and the key of the song is on A minor. We just go select A, then we'll go A minor, and the first chord is A minor. So we click on A like this. When we click on it, to skip one, and we have the first chord. The second chord is F. We'll come here, F, and it says F major. So we just do like this. We'll go skip one. The next one is G. Click here. We'll look for G. We'll go up. This is G, and it says G major. So we'll just basically do like this. Oh, there's a mistake. And the last one was E minor actually. Let's just do that quick so that we don't waste time. So we can just click this. And for some instance, I like them to be together, and this is somehow far from all of them. I can bring it down like this, bring this one, I can lift this one up like this, and we have our chord progression using AI. I can go up. So if you like, we can just drop in, like, let's say we drop in like a drum loop, for instance. Just drop a random drum loop. And let's just say we drop this one. Let me tell me make it, let me take off and shine. So you see, we use ChatGPT to create a chord progression, and you can just go scroll over, you get another chord progression, feel good. The first one was the key minor vibe. This one is to feel good. The other one is for Afro, R&B, and blend, which is the D minor. Is on a D minor scale. So you can just basically come here, change it to D minor scale, then D minor, B flat, F, and just lay this down, and you have your chord, and you get it. That's how I use ChatGPT to incorporate on my beat, and that way you can never have beat block, and you can just simply start making your beat without stress, you know, for free. You're not spending a dime. So yeah, let's move on to the second technique. So yeah, the second technique I use is basically I go on TikTok, for instance, and I get like a guitar loop that I like, a guitar melody, something amazing that I like, and I just drag and drop it into my DAW. And if you still don't know how to WAP, if you use Ableton, click this link above where I showed and explain how to WAP. So when I drag and drop it, I always make sure I drag and drop it on my Simpler. So when it is on my Simpler, I click on the slice button, and let's say for instance I drag this here, and that way I have like the chops that I'm needing, and that way I can just play around and make it mine. Do you get? Okay, let me show you, use this opportunity to also show you how to make a certain melody yours. So we drop this, I can just drop it on my Simpler. I'm trying to make this unique for myself so that nobody has this. So I can just go on slice, I come on transcend, I go on beats. Most times I can leave it here, or I can do it on 1 2, I WAP it, I can change the pitch, and so now for this whole stuff, I like this. So one thing I can also do is just come to auto filter, drop it on it, and take it like this. So let's go. So you can just use that to create your own chop and be creative with it. And that's like a second way that you can use to now dragging a TikTok, whatever guitar, whatever sample loop that you have, and just chop it and create it make it yours, And this is how I do it most of the time. So the next technique that I always tell you guys, and like I always demonstrate most of the time, is basically layering your sound. So let's say we already have this, for instance. So we can duplicate it, layer it with another sound. So let's see. So we can use that one. Then for this one, we can come here. I'll pan this to the right, and we'll bring this one, I'll pan it to the left, and we'll select another sound for it. I'm not really thinking, I'm just basically going with the flow. You can see how powerful layering can be. You can see how we just make this certain one note that just sounds just like this by itself. So we see how we made it wider by just layering and panning right and left. So that's like another technique that you can use to start to make your beat. So the next thing you want to learn is giving groove to whatever you are making. Do you get? So there are two ways you can do this. The first way, if you use FL Studio, normally is to increase the swing. That swing helps to give groove to the beat. Do you get? And if you use Ableton, and if you have my BeatsbyHcien attire premium kit, you can just basically go to over here and just drag and paste this on whatever or MIDI or kick or drums or whatever, and that is going to give you the groove. Okay, let's say for instance you listen to a particular song and you like the song and you're like, wow, I love the groove. Remember, this is how you can add grooves, so I just want to expand on that. So let's say you like the groove that is being used in that song and you're like, how am I going to get this groove? If you use Ableton, I don't know if all that does, you can just basically right click, and I think you should see where they say extract groove. Extract groove. So when you click it, it's going to extract the groove. Now you see how you can take groove from other good songs that you like. So this is a very nice technique. You can just, maybe you see one song that you like and you like how it's being done, but you don't really know, you like the swing and the groove of how it is. You can do this technique as well, extracting a groove, and this is really going to help you, So now let's just extract the groove and move from there. So now we've extracted the groove, and you can see it below here. So what you can just do when you drop in a MIDI, you can just go, if you use Ableton, click here, then Haitian Afro bounce or whatever song that you've added. So it's going to automatically put in that groove for you. You get, so when you start making your beat, you will have kind of similar swing to it. Another method that you can use, a bonus method, when you want to get that live swing or live groove, play them on with hand. You know, instead of you going in and fixing ba 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 ba, instead of doing that, you can just record and play. You know, if you don't even have a keyboard, you can use your laptop keys. You know, play that uncertainty, that not being quantized. You don't want to always quantize what you are doing as well. So when you do it with this method and you play the first one, you bring it the second one, you play another one, trust me, it's really, really amazing, and you can easily get groove that way. So the next technique I'm going to show you is a simple technique. Let's say you notice sometimes when you are making beats, you're trying to create a drums, for instance, and you realize that everything is not sounding uniform. Maybe the kick is sounding different from the snare or whatever. One way you can just do that is just basically bring in that your drum loop. So let's just go and pick a random drum loop from the Haitian Premium pack. So let's say we like this, for instance. If you use FL Studio, you can use Slice X for this. If you use Ableton, all you just need to do is go into Instrument and drag and drop in a simpler. Then you go into the packs, then you drag and drop this. Then you go on Slice. Automatically, you already have drums that work well together. So this one has a bass. So let's go for something that doesn't have bass. I need that. So let's use this one. That one has that beginning sound, so we can use it. So you can see now, if you use this technique, automatically you tend to realize that your sounds are going to work well together, because this is a drum loop. Do you get? So you can just get a drum loop that has a kick, that have a everything, a kick, a snare, and all that, and you just basically slice it, and that way definitely it's going to sound nice because they are all already together. So you can just use that to get your own groove. So you can see automatically they all sound good. And so you can just go in and play around, and that way you just realize that, yeah, you're starting to play drums that sound alike. So you can use this technique as well to make sure that your stops are sounding alike. And this is like one technique I feel that is good. So yeah. So the next technique I'm going to be showing you guys is just basically for people. Remember in the previous video I told you guys I'm going to show you a technique if you have a low budget laptop to avoid CPU overload. And like the first video, the previous one, if you watch, I told you about freezing and flattening, so that all of these will not be sucking in your CPU usage. So you're going to ask, what of people that put in audios? Let's say you bring in an audio effect, especially if you're using my audio effect, which you can download in the link below, and you can purchase it in the link below. So if you're using my vocal chain, for instance, and you're gonna be like, man, this stuff is sucking the life out of my CPU. So one thing you can always do, probably when you're about to start mixing, or when you've done everything you're supposed to do, just so that for the purpose of this video, let me just, so you can just come here, right click. If you use Ableton, I don't know of any other door, but if you have a option where you can freeze track, where you can make some track not really effective, you can do that. So yeah, you can see immediately I freeze this track, my CPU usage dropped down to 0%, meaning this track is not consuming much anymore. You can see, but But when I unfreeze this, you see it automatically jumps to 23%. So now you can use this technique as much as you are freezing and bouncing whatever MIDI you are playing into audio. For your recorded audio, you can just basically freeze track. When you're done with this, freeze track and go to the next. Even for plugins as well, you can also freeze track, just so that they don't really consume much CPU usage. And this is just basically another technique that you can use to make beat for many people, or people out there that are not fortunate enough to have an expensive laptop and a budget laptop, and you have a very low budget laptop, which is frustrating you when you're working. You can do this as well, and trust me, this is going to help you tons to avoid cracking and burning your CPU that way. So yeah, I hope this video is helpful. I hope you learned one or two things. Let me know what other things you're struggling with in the comment below, and I'm going to try my best to help you guys. So yeah, if you're still having issues with music theory, click the link, go watch the video. And that's basically it for me for this video. If you like content like this, drop a comment below, and I'll as well try to make another video for technique as time goes on. And yeah, till I catch you guys in the next video, remember to always stay productive. Peace.